Hello, nasties. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another vlog. For those of you who are new here, I have a couple of newbies. Hi, hello, welcome. My name is Karla. I am an artist, illustrator, vintage fashion lover, and this is my channel. All right, so we are back with another vlog. I have been pretty consistent with my 2 videos per month uploading plan that I wanted to implement at the beginning of the year. I skipped all of May, but just nothing really that warranted any vlogging occurred in May, and a lot of the artwork that I was doing was primarily for Patreon. So skipped May, but we're back. So yes, 2 videos per month. I know that's not a lot, but if you've been around, things are a little right now, just for lack of a better word, much better than last year. For those of you who are new here, I essentially took an entire year away from YouTube, but I'm back. I'm slowly coming back. And if you want more updates from me, though, just because I'm not active on the YouTube does not mean I'm inactive on Instagram. I love my Instagram constantly. Well, okay, maybe I don't love Instagram, but I enjoy it. So I post regularly over on Instagram. So if you want more updates and you are on Instagram, well, by all means, follow me over there. So, what is going on? I'm not really sure where I should start this vlog, but if you have been here for a while, you know that I've been in a state of change for the better part of a year. 2024 was kind of a huge reset year for me. Everything just essentially shattered, and I'm in the process of rebuilding. So we're out of the worst of it. Now is the rebuilding process, and that takes time. It takes time, it takes patience, and I'm learning that it's okay to not be such a stickler for things working out according to my plan. I tend to be a bit of a control freak because I'm a one-woman operation. I'm always worried about my plans not following through, or rather of my following through with my plans, but having my plans not work out the way I want to. And I'm starting to understand that sometimes, I don't want to say failure, but let's say my plans not coming to fruition, right? It's rejection/failure is not necessarily a bad thing. It's protection, right? It's redirection. If something doesn't work out the way I want it to, it's in a esoteric woo-woo way. It's the universe's way of redirecting me into something else, and usually that something else is better, right? So I'm learning to kind of pull back the control freak tendencies that I have and just saying, you know what, just because I had X, Y, and Z on a piece of paper and it didn't work out that way, I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm just going to sit back, wait patiently, and pounce when the time is right, because something better will be placed in front of me. As long as I'm putting in the work, as long as I'm actively working towards something better, whatever that something better, something different is, it will come. Okay? So, again, I assure you, I am doing okay. The storm of 2024 has passed. We are just rebuilding. I have been keeping busy with art, and I have been focusing a lot of my attention on my vintage shop, Coco Naughty. If you are unfamiliar with what that is, I have, and actually, since I've started Yip Yappin', you have likely seen me working on, because I'm filming this voiceover before I put the vlog together, so I don't know how I'm going to edit all the clips together, but you should have seen me, or are watching me at the moment, working on artwork, doing this and that, and I'm thinking about inserting now clips of my working on my vintage store. Store? Did I just say store? So I have a vintage boutique. It's a bit of a lifestyle boutique, if you will. I love vintage clothing, of course. That's no surprise to any of you. And I curate a vintage boutique, but I'm trying to create a bit of a lifestyle boutique where I can explore all of my creative outlets and put them all in one place. So I sell clothing, I sell a selection of artwork, whatever artwork I create that fits the Coco Naughty brand, that goes into the store, and I'm eventually going to introduce home fragrance as well. So it's as if I had a brick and mortar store. You'd be able to walk in, see all the clothing that I love, see the artwork that I produce, and even smell like me, or rather my living space. Get it? So it's kind of an immersive experience, and you all know how much I live for an immersive experience. I create everything in my own bubble, and I exist within my own bubble, and now I'm bringing my own bubble to the world in the form of a store. So let's see. I have been preaching that stagnancy kills me, right? Yeah, there was a whole big kerfuffle about my becoming stagnant and me becoming a little bit complacent, and that resulted in my becoming a little fearful. I lost a little bit of that fearless free spirit that I had because I had become stagnant and complacent in my previous place. And so I'm trying to dig up that little rebel again that has always been in here, but she got lost. She got lost and she was stifled because I got lost in my stubborn ways, being in that little Palm Springs cocoon apartment that I had. So now that I'm not in that perfect apartment, now I am, wow, future editing me here. I need to insert an interjection because I realized that I said perfect apartment. That apartment that I had was not perfect. It was perfect enough for me, but what I mean by perfect is I had found what I consider to be the perfect little retro apartment for me. Now, the apartment itself had its issues. If you've been with me, you know. Neighbors, landlords, all that sort of thing. But in general, I had created the perfect little retro bubble for myself in that apartment. And the thing is that apartment was in essentially what is considered the heart of downtown. Lots of tourism, lots of hotels, all of that. Everything was way too convenient and way too city-like. And as much as I love Palm Springs, I ran away from a larger city for a reason. And Palm Springs served its purpose for me for a long time. And who knows, I may return. I may return someday. But for now, I am in limbo. I am literally between Palm Springs and the true wild desert wilderness. And I'm here right now trying to figure out where I'm going next, because I love Palm Springs, but I have outgrown it in the sense that I used Palm Springs as a way to wean myself from a larger city. But see, now Palm Springs is feeling like it's too much city for me, and my wild spirit is crying out for something else. The thing is, I just don't know what that something else is. Desert, yes, but how wild is too wild, and which desert, and so that's where my mind is. Okay, back to the vlog. Just wanted to clarify. I am now able to see things from a different perspective, and I'm able to see, how it is that I screwed myself by being somewhere that was too convenient, too distracting, too everything. I was always contending with external noise, like literal external noise. Tourists, neighbors, and all that. So the Palm Springs buzz, which I love, but unfortunately that was shutting down my internal voice. And my internal voice is what is most important to me. And now I'm listening to it again. And it's saying, baby, that wasn't for you. You thought you were comfortable because you were hiding. And what you need to do now is be somewhere where you can truly let your freak flag fly. Somewhere that's quiet, open, somewhere where I can think and not be afraid to think. Because my thoughts can be scary. Sometimes they can be a lot. So welcome to my life. So anyhow, stagnancy kills me, and it had been slowly killing me. And now I've decided to change things up, for lack of a better phrase, and to make a long story short. So the next goal is to search for a place for me to set up my new life. I want my desert vampire dollhouse. If you've been watching my previous vlogs, I've been searching for a place for that. I will definitely be focusing on that quietly, but I will be focusing a ton of energy on coconut tea. And coconut tea, by the way, if you are new here, it's a play on the word coconut. Coconut is my favorite tropical edible, my favorite tropical fruit. Is it a fruit? Is it a nut? Do you think I would know this? It's a fruit. Yes? A seed? Anyway, wow. My ignorance is showing. As much as I love coconuts, I literally have a whole coconut and cans of coconut water and coconut cream, a can of coconut cream in my pantry right now. And I don't know what a coconut is. Are you kidding me? Somebody reached through the screen and slapped me. Okay, so yes, I am working on tons of artwork. That is not going to change. Duh. I have, Patreon artwork that keeps me on my toes every month. I have a series of stickers that I have planned that will be coming up for my store. And Coconati, what is going on with Coconati? Well, markets, as in in-person vending events. Yes, physical markets. I know this is primarily an art channel, so I will not spend too much time on this, even though I've already been talking about it for the past, hour? But it is what it is. This boutique is a significant part of my life, and it has been becoming a larger part of my life as time progresses. By looking at my artwork, it is clear that fashion is an important cog in the Karla machine. Without my love of fashion, my art would not be what it is today. My dream for Coconati would be, to have a brick and mortar in a perfect world, in another dimension, right? That would be the goal, a brick and mortar store. But in this lifetime, on this timeline right now, that is not going to be possible. It's just not feasible, and it would be a stupid thing to do right now as just a small business. It's just not the time to be opening a brick and mortar store. I don't even want to, I just don't need that burden. However, I thought renting a booth space at a vintage mall would be the next best thing. It's better than having a brick and mortar. Why? Rent obviously is much, 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 much more affordable. And all I would need to do is show up, a couple times a week to spruce up the space, clean it up, take photos, do the whole, marketing thing. And voila, go home, leave the selling to the people who work at the mall, and then I would go collect my check, and that is that. Well, I was rejected by my top choices. Well, I don't want to say that I was outright rejected, but I was ghosted. I was ghosted by two of them, and I was left hanging by another one. Why? Because I have no in-person vending experience. Which on the one hand makes no sense, because it's like, people, I am trying to pay you monthly booth rent. I'm trying to give you my money. Can you at least take a risk on me? But I understand they don't want to take a risk on someone they don't know, someone who doesn't have a proven track record. I get it. My online sales don't mean shit, apparently, so they want someone who has physical experience. And not only that, the waiting lists for these places, months long, years long. No joke, they're insane. So I could have gotten a space at an antique mall 2 hours away from me. But let's be real, I do not want to drive 2 hours. Well, 2 hours each way, so it would be 4 hours plus traffic once or twice a week just to be in my booth. Nope. If I didn't have art going on, if I didn't have all of that other stuff happening, fine. But because I have to split my life between my art and my store, there's just no way. There's absolutely no way. I'm not going to have my art suffer over having a booth 2 hours away. Okay? So I took this as an opportunity to explore the option of in-person vending. I am an artist. I'm an illustrator. I am a frequent market visitor. I love artists and markets, farmers markets, craft fair. I love all that stuff. I love it. And as someone who frequents these places, you might be thinking, Karla? Well, no shit, Sherlock. Why didn't you think of this sooner? And you'd be right. You'd be right to chastise me about this. Sometimes I tell you, I have so much, there's just such a maelstrom going on in my brain at all times. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes a mix. But I have so much happening up here in this coconut, that the obvious answer just gets overlooked, hidden in plain sight. And that was the case with this. So truthfully though, I had considered previously trying out the whole vending thing, but I totally talked myself out of it because, once again, I am a one-woman operation. In-person vending on top of running my online stores and illustration work would be not impossible by any means, but it would be difficult, and it would be just more work for one person, and it would be a huge expense because I don't like to half-ass anything. And in order for me to have a booth, I want to go into it having the best booth possible. Not the best booth in the place, but I mean, knowing that I maintain a certain level of quality standards and I just have a certain aesthetic that I would like to achieve with physical vending, that I would want to give myself time to purchase all of the components necessary. And baby, that ain't cheap, okay? Well, clearly the tides have turned. I love, love, love the idea of renting booth space at a kick-ass vintage mall. I still love the idea and I would like to do it someday. But if this is what I have to do to achieve that particular goal, then I'll do it. Again, I failed in my ambition to have a vintage booth or a booth at a vintage mall. I was flat out rejected by being ghosted. And this is again what I said earlier. This is a way of my being redirected. And the redirection in this case was, hey, vend in person, which may end up being more beneficial to me in the long run because it will put me in front of different crowds of people. It'll be a good learning experience for me, and financially it might be a better choice, and it might be something that I'll be able to do in tandem someday. I might be able to have a booth and then once in a while do an in-person market, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Coconati, though primarily a fashion store, as I said, is also, like I also said earlier, a lifestyle boutique. I sell the artwork, I sell the clothing, and again, the home fragrance will be coming eventually. And I would just like to bring the Karla bubble to life in 3D in this way. I love bold, whimsical fashion, vintage art, kitschy stuff, and lovely scents. So, scents as in scent, sniff. So, that's where my mind is right now. And in this vlog moving forward, enough with the Coconati talk, but I'm going to be, transitioning more into what I'm up to creatively, art-wise in this vlog. But I just wanted to give you a little glimpse into where my mind is right now, because I feel like my previous couple of vlogs were a little bit exasperating in the sense that I was starting to get very discouraged with the house hunt, and I needed to go through that disappointment for me again to be redirected, because now I'm exploring a few different avenues. I'm still searching for a place, but I'm open to the idea of being redirected, and I'm kind of calming down the search a little bit and just putting my feelers out there in other directions, which we will get into in a future vlog. So to sum this all up, my boutique is where a lot of my time is going right now, bringing that into physical spaces. Artwork, of course, that is going to carry on. That's never going to stop. It's who I am at my core. And the house hunt. The house hunt is still very much in the works, although I have just kind of pulled back just a little bit. We're re-strategizing is what's happening. So that's that on that. And let's officially get on with this vlog now that I've been chatting for 6 hours. All right, let's get on with the vlog. Thank you for being here. And thank you for, just being interested in what I'm doing, because as a creative, I never know if people even give a damn what I'm up to, but I know that some of you do, as someone who is a creative and as someone who you all support in many ways, whether you subscribe here, leave me comments, Instagram, you follow me over there and leave me comments, whether you're a Patreon. Big, huge thank you to my Patreon patrons, by the way. You guys keep me on my toes, because having that schedule every month of knowing that I need to plan and create for you all is just, it gets me out of my own head, and I appreciate it. You guys have no idea. So now then, for those of you who enjoy my artwork but who do not give a damn about my personal life, well, I don't think you're watching this vlog, right? But if you are, in the off chance that you are, just keep in mind that for a while, my schedule is going to continue to be just about 2 videos per month, give or take. And one of those will be artwork, color and chat, some other type of art, I don't know. And the other one will likely be a vlog. So just know, if you don't care about all this personal blah, 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 the goings on of my life, just skip out on the vlogs and just stay tuned for the art videos, or of course follow me over on Instagram where you don't have to listen to any of this rambling. And I thought I was going to continue with this vlog, but we covered a lot. I gave you all just an update on where I am mentally, emotionally right now. Everything is good. Again, it's just, the towers need to fall in order for them to be rebuilt, right? It's just one of those things. It's one of those life processes that, you have to thank the cosmos for, because we need these sorts of resets. Because if we don't reset ourselves, baby, the universe will do it for you. And sometimes it's harsh, and that's okay. We're getting through it. We are re-strategizing, rebuilding, and things are going to be fine. All right, so we've covered a lot. We did the whole life update. I showed you what I was working on in terms of artwork. So we're just going to cut it off. I think this is a clean break. So I'm going to shut my mouth now. Be bad, be good. I don't give a damn which. Just make sure you come back in one piece. Thank you all for watching. Leave me comments. Join me on Instagram. Do all the good, Instagram-y, social media, YouTube-y things for the gods of algorithmia. All right. There she goes. She can't shut up. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye.